I mean, it won the thing, so guess I should talk about it. Hello, I'm Jenna, and you're watching another WWM Productions video, and today I'm talking about Nomadland, because it recently won the Golden Globe for Best Drama Film, so this is a movie that I've been wanting to watch anyway, and recently got Hulu again, and I was like, yep, guess it's time. So, watched Nomadland, and I am so happy I did, because it was so good. It's just such a beautiful movie in every sense of the word. Every aspect of it is done incredibly well, and I was just blown away by the quality of this movie, and while it might not be for everyone, I really enjoyed it, and you know what? It's my video, it's my opinion, deal with it. Plot meanders, but it still holds a restless energy as it follows Fern, who is a older woman who, in the midst of the Great Recession, her town that she lives in essentially disintegrates once the mining company that was essentially the core of the town closes. And she's a widow, and she kind of has a choice in front of her, and she decides to put all of her belongings in a storage container and get a van, and she goes off and she becomes a nomad, which is someone who drives around the country and kind of lives job to job and finding places to park and kind of living on their own, like roughing it essentially. And it's a character study of her and her grief, and also America at this time, and a lot of different questions, and it's just a beautiful story that was just impossible to look away from. I really enjoyed it. And while I wouldn't call this movie like gritty or unclean looking, if you've seen the movie you kind of know what I'm talking about. It definitely doesn't shy away from not amazing looking things either. It doesn't try to wash itself clean in any way. It is what it is, and I'm really glad that it didn't try to like make things look nicer than they were. But even then, this movie is just still gorgeous to look at for so many different reasons why. Just, you have the scenery, the colors, all of it. It was just, even when this movie is like trying to feel like very tired or run down or not the most welcoming, it still has a serene beauty that like maybe I shouldn't have felt that way about it, but I thought it was beautiful anyway. And this movie encourages you to get lost in that beauty, which I thought was absolutely amazing. And I definitely took it up on that offer. I was transfixed, because going through the United States and all the different places Fern goes and all the people she meets and everything, it was just, oh, I loved it. To talk about Fern, we should also talk about Frances McDormand, who plays Fern and really carries out this moving and impactful character study of her and a person who is grieving and going through a hard time somewhat on her own. Even then, you also have like the beautiful score that is really pensive and atmospheric and just complements the movie so well, just moving things along, and have the score behind it, and it was just really great to look at. And Chloe Zhao did such an amazing job directing it. Like, it's no wonder that she got Best Director at the Golden Globes as well for this movie. It was just so well done. This movie portrays loneliness almost like it's its own character, or at least that's how I felt about it. And that makes sense, because that loneliness kind of is very much a part of the main character, Fern. But it's not just like, oh, look at how lonely this person is. It's all about different questions and how this affects Fern and what she feels that she deserves and how she goes through life. It's about what a home is and who your family is and what we consider that, and doesn't necessarily have to be the thing that we've always defined it as. It's about accepting the beauty and joy of the world while also accepting the pain. It's very esoteric. It's about how to move forward when it feels like leaving behind people you love, even when it isn't possible to move forward with them. It's about memories and remembering people and how we go through life, especially through a more older perspective, and how things change around us. It is without a doubt, a very heavy movie with so much to unpack that I'm still trying to piece together now. It's not for everyone. And I can totally say that, and if you're someone who watched this movie and you said, yeah, I didn't like it, it wasn't for me, I get that. But I was transfixed. It was just so beautiful. Definitely deserved everything it got. Yeah, it was an experience that I'm so glad I had the opportunity to partake in. Now you might be wondering, Jana, you made a movie review last week and now you're making another one? Well, no, there's a reason for that. So, valid question, but we're getting there. So, Ava and I both kind of felt like we wanted to make a Golden Globes video, but both of us also didn't really know that many of the nominees, and we hadn't really watched any of them. I mean, for obvious reasons, I didn't really feel comfortable trying to make a video on something that I don't really know that much about. However, now that the ceremony is over and I didn't watch it, I generally don't really watch those award shows, so I can't really comment on whether or not it was good. I didn't hear that many great things about it. Since I'm making this video, I thought, why don't, as a little bonus, I just quickly scroll through all of the different categories and the ones that I have opinions on. I'll say my quick piece, and I made a video about the Golden Globes. I think that works well, so without further ado, let's get into the Golden Globes. Okay, so first up we have Best Television Series Drama, and The Crown won. That is one of the categories I actually did see, and I recently just started watching The Crown, and I can totally see why it won. I wasn't really surprised when I heard that The Crown was nominated. I was like, oh, that's gonna win. I was really surprised that Ratched was nominated. I didn't really hear that much about it. I know that it was maybe popular, but whatever. Mandalorian was nominated again. I think it was nominated before too, which is surprising just because of like what it is, but at the same time it's a pretty good show, so I liked that Lovecraft Country was there. I haven't watched it, but it seems pretty cool. And Ozark, I mean, I'm not surprised. It kind of fits the bill for what it is. But yeah, I've only watched The Mandalorian. I will admit that. I have only watched The Mandalorian in those. And then for comedy or musical series, Schitt's Creek won. Again, I really wasn't surprised. Emily in Paris, I don't know why it was there, but oh well, I guess it was. Best Television Limited Series, Queen's Gambit won. Heck yeah, so glad it did. Ava already made a video about Queen's Gambit, so if you want to see someone's opinion on it, go watch her video. It's really good. And I just finished watching it, and I thought it was great. If you like Cold War, if you like more historical shows, which, I mean, I made a video about that, y'all know I like those. If you kind of like character studies as well, if you like chess show, watch the chess show. It's on Netflix. If you like kind of found family, that's also in this show. It's just, it was so good. Ava and I were talking, and we were like, we don't know what's gonna happen if Queen's Gambit doesn't win. And Unorthodox is on here. I got halfway through that, and then I think I had to start watching other things for the channel, so I didn't get to finish it, but I've been meaning to go back to it because that one is also very, very good. I know Ava would probably smite me for saying this, but between the two of them, I wasn't really sure which one was going to win. Normal People is on here, but like, I didn't really think it would win, but I know that I think it was pretty good. It's based off of a book I also haven't read, but I know people like the book. But yeah, Queen's Gambit, glad it won. Very good show. I'm happy with that. And then, now we're gonna get to the actor-actress categories. I don't know that much about those. Someone from The Crown won. Not surprised. I haven't watched any of these shows, but, I mean, good job to the people who win, obviously. I'm not trying to say anything bad about any of the winners or anything. Please don't assume that. Again, Best Actor in a TV Show, The Crown, not surprised. Someone from Schitt's Creek for actress in a comedy. Again, I don't really know any of these people. Crown, again, oh my gosh. Anya Taylor-Joy for The Queen's Gambit in Best Performance by an Actress in a Limited Series. Again, She was very good in that role. I'm glad she won. She was very good. I thought she was really good in that. Best Motion Picture, Nomadland. I wonder what my thoughts are. It's almost like I didn't make a video about this movie just now. But the other category is Mank. I literally made a video about that movie last week. You should also watch that one. I made it black and white because, I don't know, I guess I'm extra. It was good, and it was definitely a contender for winning because it had that style. It talked about a lot of things. It was very interesting. Trial of the Chicago 7, Ava and I made a podcast episode about this movie, and I really liked it. Again, it's got that historical stuff in it, and it's very relevant to a lot of discussions that are going on now. I didn't really think it would win, but I am glad it was nominated because, again, it was just a really good movie. I haven't heard of The Father. I did look it up before I made this video, and it sounded pretty interesting. Yeah, so I might watch it. Can't really say anything about it. And then Promising Young Woman. Shamefully, I still have not seen this movie. I have been wanting to because everyone's been talking about it, and I've heard such great things about it. So it's on my list. I'm not surprised it was nominated, but Nomadland, yeah, it's a winner in my book. Best musical or comedy, the Borat film. It's on Amazon, so I haven't seen it. I heard good things about it. I don't really know what it's about, but good for it. Hamilton was nominated, and I mean, I'm not surprised that it didn't win. I mean, it kind of already had its day, and like, it was interesting to see that it could be nominated, but you know, we all know Hamilton is good. And if you have a Disney Plus account, I recommend just popping it on. It's a good experience. You should watch it. The Prom is on here. I mean, yeah, I mean, I can see why The Prom is on here, but I mean, The Prom is fine as a movie. Made a podcast episode about it. This is literally just repping all of our different videos, and if you haven't watched them, go watch them. I mean, I enjoyed The Prom. It was okay. I probably wouldn't watch it again, but it was nice. Heard about Palm Springs. I heard good things about it. I don't watch a lot of comedies, but I mean, I would probably watch it. Time loops are pretty interesting. And then it's honestly embarrassing that music was nominated, and first of all, for how it represents different people, and especially people who are on the autism spectrum, but also it has an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I don't know how it was even considered good enough to nominate even on that basis, but honestly, it's an embarrassment. I don't like talking about movies in this way when I haven't watched them, but music is bad, and it's embarrassing that it was nominated. And this kind of falls into the kind of complaint that a lot of people had this year, that the Golden Globes really had a problem with diversity, and while, again, I didn't watch that many things, I will hesitantly agree that it is very disappointing, the list that they did give, because while there are definitely some great things on here, the few things that I did see, I'm also noticing a trend here of the picks that they did make, and it was pretty disappointing to see that there were so many good things that were snubbed, too. So, Golden Globes were a bit disappointing this year. Best Director. Again, you essentially see all of the Best Picture, except for The Father. The Father's not here. And now you have One Night in Miami. In particular, Regina King directed it, and this is a movie I hadn't really heard of. I might have heard of it, like, briefly in passing, but I looked it up, and this movie sounds really good, and of course it's on Amazon. I'm sure she did a really great job directing it, and of course, David Fincher did a really good job directing Mank, as did Aaron Sorkin with The Trial of Chicago 7, but again, Chloe Zhao did just a really great job with Nomadland. I don't know how I would have picked this one, with the 3 movies that I have seen, and then knowing what I do know about the other 2. It definitely seems like a hard choice, and they all seem like really talented directors. More actresses. It's pretty cool that Andra Day won for The United States vs. Billie Holiday. I haven't seen that movie yet, but it's on my list. Viola Davis was also really good in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Go watch her podcast video on it, because Ava has a lot to say about it, and just also a really great movie, definitely bolstered by the acting. I haven't seen Andra Day's performance, so I can't say which one was better. And then again, Frances McDormand in Nomadland was also very riveting. Chadwick Boseman won for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom in Actor in a Motion Picture Drama, and again, he was just so amazing in that role that, honestly, I'm really happy that he did get recognized for. Even if it was after he died, I'm really happy that he did get it, because even though I've only seen Gary Oldman and Mank for these, Chadwick Boseman's performance in that movie was just amazing. Like, there aren't words to describe it. We already tried to do it in our podcast. Did it really work? No, it's just, he was so good in that movie, and if you haven't seen Ma Rainey's Black Bottom yet, I don't know what you're doing, go watch it. Oh, Rosamund Pike won for I Care a Lot? That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's the only one on here that I've seen, but she was really good in that movie, so also made a podcast episode about it. Go listen to our podcast. What are you doing now? But she was really good in that, so I'm happy she won. I really enjoyed it. It looked like she was having a lot of fun, and she made the movie a whole lot of fun to watch. Best Motion Picture, Soul won. Pixar v. Pixar, because I didn't really think anything else would win. It was just a matter of, was it Soul or was it Onward, and it was Soul. And I've been meaning to watch Over the Moon, because I have Netflix, and then, of course, Wolfwalkers I can't watch because it's on Apple TV Plus, which is unfortunate. And, you know, Ava's still ready to kill me over Onward, but, you know, it's fine, I'm getting there. But, of course, Soul was amazing. You know what I'm going to say, go listen to our podcast. But, I mean, I thought it was beautiful, again, in every sense of the word. It was just a really great experience that I had, like, a few little gripes with, but honestly, it's just such a good movie. And then, Best Motion Picture Foreign Language, again, haven't watched that many movies this year. We've also been watching, like, a lot of foreign language movies on the channel recently, and Minari won. I have not seen Minari yet, but I guess I should put it on the list now. But we did watch The Life Ahead, and I thought The Life Ahead was very good, and I'm happy that it was nominated. Best Original Score, this is the one that I always have, like, the most investment in. It was Reznor Ross against Reznor Ross, which is really funny, and the only reason, like, The Midnight Sky is on my Netflix watch list is because Alexandre Desplat did the score for it, and then Tenet has been on my list forever, but Ludwig Göransson, who did the Mandalorian score, did it, so that's also probably going to be a banger. And then, don't know that much about News of the World, but I like James Newton Howard. He's not my favorite composer, but he does a really good job, so that's probably really good. But Soul won, because that's Reznor, Ross, and also John Batiste, and that was a really good score, too. I really loved it, and it was great. It was great collaboration between the two different, like, because Reznor and Ross worked together on their scores, and then Batiste worked on other different parts of the movie, and it came together, and it made the two parts of the movie and the two different worlds it takes place in really great, and that's all of them. That's all of them. And you know what? Those are my thoughts on it. But I thank you so much for watching this video and getting through it. As I said multiple times, we have a podcast on this channel that you can watch on YouTube or many other different places that I'll link down below. And we also upload videos every Sunday. It goes back and forth between me and my channel partner, Ava. So next week, it'll be a video by her, and then it'll be me again. If you are so inclined, you can leave a comment on this video telling me your thoughts about Nomadland and the Golden Globes, or leave a like, or even subscribe, because we're going to keep making content. And with that, I will leave you to your day. Bye, and thank you for watching.